Hello, and welcome to the AI Captain's Log. I'm your host, Elizabeth Fortunato. I'm a tech strategist and a US CG 50-ton captain. And today, we're talking about a fundamental shift in how we see the world beneath our hulls. Think of our ocean charts like high-tech layer cakes. For decades, we've relied on a single static layer, often based on data that hasn't been updated since the Truman administration. But in 2026, the living chart is being built by a symphony of technologies working at different levels. Level 1 is the sky. At the very top, we have the orbital eye, satellites mapping the shallow, skinny waters from space. But as many mariners know, the deeper you go, the more mystery you find. The second layer is the endurance layer, where we have a fleet of workhorses with companies like Chance Technologies that are deploying ocean drones that are built for the long haul. Imagine a fleet of vessels like their MC-29s and MC-40s stay at sea for over 30 days at a time. They are out there mowing the lawn in the Gulf using high-resolution sonar and prove the ground truth of the seafloor. They are the endurance layer, capturing data and conditions that will exhaust a human crew. Next layer, the third layer, is the swarm. When we need to map at a global scale or reach the deepest trenches, we look to Ocean Infinity. They're built for what we call the Armada fleet, the world's most ambitious robotic fleet. They don't just send one robot, they send a swarm. By launching multiple autonomous underwater vessels from a single mothership, they can map thousands of miles of seabed in a fraction of the time. When you take the wide-angle view from the satellites and fuse it with the surgical precision of Chance Marine and the global scale of Ocean Infinity, you get a chart you can actually bet your keel on. We're moving beyond the digital facade and into an era where the chart is alive as the water itself. Now, let's talk about the first layer from the sky. If you've ever felt that pit in your stomach while watching the depth drop into single digits, you know the gap. The traditional survey ships draw 15 to 30 feet, but satellite-derived bathymetry, or SDB, is solving this. Using 2026 AI, NOAA analyzes imagery from space to measure how light changes and hits the bottom. They can determine depth without a single hull ever touching the water. And while the Chesapeake is my home base, this is going global. In the Florida Keys and Puerto Rico, satellites are mapping coral reefs far too delicate for a ship to enter. In Alaska, where their survey season is tiny and the distances are massive, the tech is literally a lifesaver. What's the fusion? When you take the wide-angle view from satellites and fuse it with surgical precision of Chance Marine and the global scale of Ocean Infinity, you finally get a chart you can actually bet your keel on. We're moving beyond the digital facade and moving into an era where your chart is as alive as the water itself. What's my take? This isn't just cool tech. It means that after a major hurricane or a nor'easter, NOAA can map the entire region in a single afternoon and tell us how our charts have changed. Before you look at your screen, you have to understand the two gears of this machine, the gatherers and the deliverers. The gatherers are the front line. They are the satellites we just talked about, the green laser LiDAR drones flying over the marshes, and the robot swarms from the commercial fleets that are doing their job either at surface level or under the surface level on the seafloor. They're taking raw measurements of the earth under the water. They pass the baton to the deliverers. This data enters the national bathymetric source, NOAA's central brain. It takes all those endpoints, resolves the conflicts, and creates a single best available surface. This truth is what eventually gets packed into charts you actually can use. Well, how do they do this? How does it all hit your helm? It's all about the data standards, believe it or not. The S100 standard, think of that as your high-speed rail for data. Unlike the old flat static charts, the S100 allows plug-and-play layers. Commercial ships are using the S102 to see 3D models of the bottom. But for us, as regular mariners, regular people out there, the major players like Garmin, Raymarine, Simrad, and Furuno have rolled out updates. Your chart plotter can now subscribe to the live feed. If a robot from the Ocean Infinity or Chance identifies a new shoal, your screen can flash critical updates within hours. And if you're using an iPad as your secondary helm, like I do often, You can access the same near-time updates through NOAA's Precision Marine Navigation Service. This is a massive leap from the lead lines of our predecessors. But remember, this technology is here to support you, not replace your intuition. Whether you're out for the thrill of the catch or the peace of the sunset, the Living Chart is your new silent partner. It's research-driven, data-packed, and designed to keep you safe. I'll see you out there on the bay, or maybe further down the waterways in the Florida Keys. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to hear more details or find more information about the upcoming episodes or any information in this episode, please take a look at the links below. You can find me on Substack, Spotify, YouTube podcasts.